This is news analysis coming to you live on Politics and Business Television Abuja. Good afternoon and many thanks for joining us on the program for today. I'm Fatima Abubakar Oibo. The headlines. President Tinubu resumes duty as civil groups push for the IBAS to face lawmakers. FCT hospitals discharge patients over doctor strike. NEDC donates relief items to families affected by Boko Haram attack in Borno. On the foreign scene, President Trump arrives in UK for historic state visit amid political tensions. The news. President Tinubu resumes duties as civil groups push for IBAS to face lawmakers. President Bola Tinubu is expected back in Abuja today after cutting short his annual vacation, a move widely interpreted as a signal of his intent to tackle pressing national matters. His special advisor on information and strategy, Bayo Onanuga, confirmed the early return, noting that the president will resume official duties immediately. Tinubu had traveled to France on September 4th. I beg your pardon. Tinubu has traveled to France on September 4th and was initially scheduled to continue his break in the United Kingdom. However, he opted to return ahead of time following a private meeting with areas such as trade, security and investment. The president's return coincides with growing political tension surrounding Rivers State, where Siminalayi Fubara is set to resume his role as governor on September 18th after a 6-month suspension. During Fubara's absence, Vice Admiral Ibok Ete Ibas was appointed sole administrator, a decision that stirred controversy. Now a coalition of 70 civil society organizations is urging the National Assembly to summon Ibas to account for his stewardship. The CSOs operating under the Nigerian civil society situation will emphasize the need for transparency, especially regarding funds released to the administrator during his tenure. In a statement by marking the 2025 International Day of Democracy, the coalition expressed concern over persistent corruption in the country. They stressed that with Ibas' mandate nearing its end, it is crucial for the government to ensure accountability and uphold democratic principles. The call for oversight comes amid broader reforms on the Tinubu's renewed hope agenda and a hope agenda which aims to stabilize the economy and improve infrastructure nationwide. Hospitals across the Federal Capital Territory were thrown into disarray on Monday as resident doctors under the FCT administration began an indefinite strike following the expiration of a 7-day warning strike. The Association of Resident Doctors ARD-FCTA declared the action after months of stalled negotiations with the FCTA management. As a result, several wards were emptied and patients discharged, leaving vulnerable groups including pregnant women, children and the elderly without care. The doctors are demanding payment of salary arrears, recruitment of new staff, resolution of training fund issues and improvement to hospital infrastructure and salary structures. At Wuse, Asokoro and Maitama district hospitals, patients were seen waiting helplessly for medical attention. A mother at Wuse Hospital shared her frustration, saying she had paid for services but was told no doctor was available to attend to her daughter, who had been suffering from persistent stomach pain. She expressed concern about the cost of private healthcare and the impact on her child's education. And another woman caring for 2 children said she returned to the hospital after being asked to come back, only to find the situation remedies, urging the government to meet the doctor's demands. In one particularly emotional account, a woman revealed that she had to break down in tears before nurses at the physiotherapy unit agreed to help her daughter, who was experiencing severe neck pain. While some consultant doctors and nurses continue to offer limited care, the absence of resident doctors has left many patients without critical treatment. The ARD-FCTA stated that the strike will continue until authorities show a genuine commitment to prioritizing healthcare in the region. Moving on now, the Northeast Development Commission NEDC has proved critical relief to 1,000 families affected by the recent Boko Haram attack in Darajamal Bama local government area of Borno State. The assault claimed the lives of 58 civilians and 5 soldiers, displacing many residents and leaving the community in mourning. In response, the NEDC distributed food and non-food items, including rice, sugar, vegetable oil, macaroni, flour, and clothing for women, men and children. Speaking during the distribution, NEDC State Coordinator Muhammad Umar explained that the gesture was aimed at easing the suffering of widows, both those newly bereaved and those previously affected by insurgent violence. He noted that although the initial plan was to support 900 households, the Commission extended the aid to include military personnel, civilian JTF members, hunters and police officers who help maintain security in the area. Each household received 8 essential items to help navigate help them recover from the tragedy. Aishatu Muhammad, head of branch operations at the NEDC, emphasized that the Commission's leadership personally oversaw the distribution to ensure the aid reached those most in need. She described the victims as members of their own community, brothers, sisters, and children whose suffering demanded a direct and compassionate response. One beneficiary, Adamu Muhammad, expressed heartfelt gratitude, saying the support came at a deeply painful time, especially after losing his uncle in the attack. You're still watching news analysis right here on Politics and Business Television Abuja. Still to come, federal government suspends controversial import levy amid economic concerns. Details of this headline and more news content after a quick break. Stay with us.